we've got now on the show. Here she comes, her name is Sarah Iles! Here she is!
Hello, how are we doing? Hey! I want you to put up your hand if you have an STD. Show of hands? No? Because statistically, a room this size, about 7 of you have an STD, 4 of you are gay, and 1 of you is a pedo. And I think it's you. I'm joking, darling, obviously it's not you. The reason I ask is because yesterday I went to an STD clinic to get tested for the first time. Yeah, it was horrible, because last week my boyfriend and I had unprotected sex. It was awesome. I was drunk, he took advantage, you know the scene, how it goes sometimes. And he wasn't a slag before we met, but he had a certain zest for living, so I thought I'll go get my land down under, checked out, just to be on the safe side. So I decided to go yesterday because it's not convenient enough to be open in the evenings. Oh no, you have to take a day off in queue. So I went along, went up to reception, was like, "Hi, I'd like to see a doctor, please." And she's like, "Alright, take a number, fill out the form, and go wait in the female waiting room." I was like, "Are we separated from the men? Is that because you presume we're so fucking horny, we're just like shagging each other if left unsupervised?" Sorry, I do realise now that I can't do that because I'm a girl, can I? It doesn't work. It's more like, oh. That looks like the hiccups. So I shouldn't really do that. So I decided to just go wait in the female waiting room, and I noticed that the men's was next door, so they have to walk past ours to get to the doctor. So of course, they're walking past, having a peek in at the skanky hose, checking us all out, and walking by. It was like speed dating for the riddled. So I thought, you know what, I'm not going to entertain it, I'm just going to fill out my forms. So I looked down and graffitied at the top of my clipboard is, "You are a slut." Like I could forget! So great, started to fill that out, and then I got called in to see the doctor. I was quite nervous by this point because I didn't know what to expect. And she started asking loads of awkward questions, and she was like, "So what kind of sex do you have? Oral, vaginal, anal?" I was like, "Everything but anal. One-way system." And she was like, "How refreshing." I got complimented by the STD doctor. I was like, "Thanks." So then she was like, "Go back in and have a sit down, and then we'll go through to see the nurse." So I went back to the waiting room. Another fucking Don Juan walks past, looks at me, checks me out, gives us a wink. Fuck's sakes, another day off work. Excellent. So then I finally get called in to see the nurse. And she's like, "Right, if you go behind the curtain, undressed from the waist down, lie on the bed, legs in the stirrups, and I've left a towel there to cover your dignity." So, A, I fucking lost that at the moment I walked in here. And B, in less than a minute, you, along with a very powerful lamp, are going to be eye level with and looking through my clacker. Well, thank fuck I've got a piece of paper to cover my pubes! Because otherwise that would be embarrassing! Imagine I go home to my boyfriend and say, "Oh, yeah," he's like, "How did it go?" I was like, "Oh, it was awful. I think the nurse saw my pubes." Horrible. And then I found out afterwards that the results get sent to you by text. Text. I mean, I thought we're in the day and age where basically being dumped by text is considered a little bit rude. Perfectly acceptable, get a message, you have genital herpes, smiley face. So that'll be fun in 2 weeks' time. So I'm just going to leave you with that, because obviously you can guess amongst yourselves as to what kind of disease I've got, or just buy me a drink at the bar and find out for yourself. Okay, I've been Sarah Iles, have a good night.